Hey guys, it's Tony. Um, I'm doing a week 12, month 3 sort of awesome update sort of thing. And I'm actually going to be talking specifically about selfishness in the trans community, which is something that I actually really condone because this is something that I see a lot of other trans people, not just trans guys, but trans ladies as well. Not really gunning for, and something I've talked about on my Tumblr, and we'll probably talk about on my blog a little bit. Um, Sorry, I'm lying in bed right now because it's really fucking comfy. So I'm gonna talk about that a little bit, and this was prompted by a post on Tumblr where somebody was talking about how they have these friends who they've known for a really long time, and they refuse to use male names or male pronouns because they'll always see them that way. And I've had a lot of friends who've been like that, and who've told me, oh, you were assaulted, why would you want to be a guy? And it's like, that has nothing to do with anything, you know. You need to shut the hell up. You have no idea what you're talking about. So, sorry, my computer's being really jumpy and everything. I guess my audio is going to be really off. So I guess my really big point is no matter what anybody says, because there's a lot of flack in the trans community, there's a lot of flack in the cis community, there's going to be a lot of flack from your friends and your family, no matter how supportive your friends or family are, no matter what anybody says, if you're comfortable, you need to do what's comfortable for you. And that's where being selfish comes in. Because you have to be selfish to be comfortable sometimes. And I'm not talking about being, oh, everything has to be about me, me, me. No, you need to do what's right for you, and that's the sort of selfishness this is. And that's a very important part of being trans, I feel, is this idea and striving for finding this comfort in yourself, which a lot of people don't have. And a lot of people in the cis community and in the trans community, I think, too, are like, well, if you're comfortable in your body, then why would you be transitioning? But you have to be comfortable enough, not so much with your body, but with yourself, with this self-identity, with who you see yourself as. And to get to that place, you have to have a lot of selfishness. You have to be very introverted, into a very philosophical sense. You have to have someone who gives you a sort of absolution. Someone who can look at you from the outside and be all like, I see you as a person. Because no matter how much you see yourself as your own person and you see yourself selfishly and vainly, you're never going to be a complete person because we are social creatures unless you have a validation from at least one other person, or you have the prospect of having that validation from at least one other person. And so you selfishly need to have at least one other person. So if your friends aren't giving you that validation, if your family isn't giving you that validation, if people on the internet or in the trans community aren't giving you that validation, remove yourself from those situations. Find someone who will. Remind yourself that there are people out there who will give you that validation, even if you don't know them. You know, there is someone who's going through the exact same thing as you are. There are 6 billion people in this world, and the likelihood that no one knows what you're going through is infinitesimally small. Someone knows what you're going through. Someone thinks that you're amazing, and the selfishness that it takes to think about it that way is spectacular and terrible, but it's necessary to reach for who you need to be that person. So, trans people, boys, girls, brothers and sisters, you need to be selfish. If your friends are going to be those assholes who are all like, no, I've known you for so long, you're always going to be X and blank to me. Fuck them. You know? I had a friend who, to my face, said, you are never going to be a guy to me because you're not going to have a dick. And I said, you know what? Go fuck yourself. And I stopped talking to him for about 2.5 years. And the last time I saw him, I bring it up. And at the end of the evening, when he and my friend who's been still talking to him were talking about it, he was all like, no, Hale is a guy now. Hale is, I can see him like that. That's who he is. He's so much happier and more fulfilled and full of who he wants to be. So, being selfish, removing myself from his poison, made him want to be more accepting. So, if your friends aren't accepting, remove yourself from them. If they can become accepting, then they will. If they can't, then you don't want them in your life anyways. If your parents aren't accepting, I know some of you are very young, but get out of there when you can. Hold out until you can. Stick with your friends who can keep you together. Don't do anything stupid. I know it sucks. There will be people out there. There will be amazing people out there. There will be people like my girlfriend and my Ohioan and all the amazing people in my life who I've known and been with. And it gets better. As cliched as that phrase is becoming as many times as we've all heard it, it really does. It might take a long time, and there will be a lot of times when it doesn't feel like it does. But it really does. That's 3 months. And that's the selfishness talk. So everybody go out there and be selfish for yourself so that you can keep doing what you need to do. So, bye guys.